Okay, so let's do this one more time.
Yes,
All
yes.
right, so, yeah.
Well, I'm from Chicago, born and raised in '72. I grew up listening to jazz music, hip hop, R&B, and house music. So listening to more of the jazz and the house music made me interested in combining different things together, to make house music. And what really got me over the top was Stevie Wonder. I started listening to a lot of Stevie Wonder music, and yeah, he was the main reason that made me start making music.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Well, now how did I know you grew up in Chicago. I guess the music was there, but so were the other styles of music. Jazz had been there for years. Hip hop was starting to come into its own and start to come into the thing. How did you flow into the soulful house? How did you get into the house thing? How did that happen?
Well, it's funny. I started off when I first started producing and DJing professionally. I was doing more hard house, techno house on Dance Mania.
Okay.
Back in the day, and then within the form of doing those productions, I was traveling the world listening to different DJs. And back then, is when they used to have rave parties.
Oh,
so
yes.
when you go to raves, each room is different. You have tech house in one room. You will have soulful house in another room. You'll have drum and bass in another room. So I used to go to DJ these raves, and sometimes I'd go into the rave side, the house side of it, and just listen to a lot of those different soulful songs. Oh man, I like that. So I ended up just getting into it and wanted to start producing it also. So I went from doing more of the up-tempo jacking techno style and started integrating little soulful stuff. I was already into the jazz and the blues and all that already anyway.
Okay.
So it was an easy transition.
Wow. I'll tell you what's pretty interesting about what you're saying. I mean, soulful house may be that original sound, but you did mention tech house, and then you mentioned the rave. Just for our benefit, could you just maybe help us maybe understand a little bit of the difference, and maybe how some of it's the same? So, what's your interpretation of it?
Well, basically, it's funny because as a producer, it's an easy transition. Basically, it's the sound. That's all it is.
Okay.
Like if you making techno, the only difference a little bit from techno to soulful is the BPM.
Oh, okay.
If you make the beat, most house tracks, soulful house tracks is from 120 to 124, sometimes 126.
Okay.
Most techno and tech house tracks is like 126 to like 130, close to 130. So you can mix it up. But at the same time, all you have to do is, if you making music off a module with the different sounds, all you have to do is change the modules to more percussion sounds. And then it'll change. And I can take a techno track and a module and switch the sounds, and it'll transition straight to a soulful track real fast.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Without even doing that. This is basically the sounds. It's like the synth you have in a certain tech sounds is just like the chords on the keys in the soulful. It's the same thing.
Wow.
Just change different synth sounds.
I'm gonna, you know what? I have some questions around that. I want to ask you a little bit later, and we're gonna come back to this and you're gonna see. All right. You're gonna see, you're gonna follow my madness for a minute, but you're gonna see a couple of So look.
But I was just giving you an interpretation of how I did it. Everybody else might see it a different way. That's how I transitioned into it.
Okay, that's fantastic. Really, because I think most of us don't really even make a distinction. They just go, okay, this is my sound here. But they don't look at it from a producer standpoint. They don't look at it from changing a little bit, changing that, and now you got that. Slow it down a little bit or speed it up. You just don't look at it like that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna come back to that because I'm gonna ask you some other parts of that question I wanted to ask. But now,
All right.
how about this? Now, like, who were some of your favorite artists, either back then or today? You know, who were some of your favorites?
Back then, when I was coming up, Paul Johnson was one of my favorites. That's how I ended up connecting with him.
Okay.
He was one of my favorites that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Steve Silk Hurley back then.
Sure.
You had, you know what I'm saying? So those guys were some of the ones that I really liked. And like now, man, it's, you know, it's so many, man. I love DJ Spin is one of my top guys that I love to check out. Josh Milan.
Yes.
Louis Vega. It's just a flow of guys that I really enjoy. That I'll even have to listen to their production. I see something new, I'm gonna buy it because I know it's hot. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even got to listen to it, man.
Well, preach, brother, preach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all right. Now, from your perspective, I know you've worked with DJ Spin. That's like you have stuff out with him now, with, for example, Heaven, with Tasha Ray, who actually did an interview with a few months back. But now, let me ask you this. Where do you see soulful house music headed as a person who's not only listens to it, plays it, but makes the music? Where do you see it headed?
Well, you know what? To be honest, I don't know because it goes different ways. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you know, when I first met Spin, my first release on Basement Boys, back in 2000, you know, it was real huge then. It was real big. You know what I'm saying? But then it fizzled out a little bit. Then it came back. You know what I'm saying? In the late 2000s, going into 2010s, then it fizzled a little bit. But then it comes back. So it's like it never went anywhere. It just depends on the good releases because if you look at it, all of the festivals that goes on, they've been going on for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same style of music. The soulful stuff, the Afro stuff, you know, this and this and this and that. So to me it's always been there. It's just so many new genres comes up and a lot of people focus on that sometimes and then go back to the soulful stuff.
Right. Interesting. Well, you know, I tell you, where we are, for example, I'm in northern New Jersey, and I've heard of all the great people you mentioned. But now watch this. Now, if you look at festivals, let's say if you go back 2 years, even, like, there was a festival, let's say there was a festival this month, there might not be another until next month, or whatever, something like that. But this year, it's like it exploded. So what happened was, like now it was like there was so many festivals going on, and on the same day it was like, okay, well, I can only stay at this one a couple hours, but I got to go to this one too. And it was like, okay. So it's kind of like, it's like it's not like hidden in plain sight. But you know, it's exploding here.
But you know, you got to open a lot of people that's going out and experience a lot of these new DJs and producers. A lot of them they've been doing these events for the longest. It just haven't got the steam to people to know about it. Because there's tons of DJs, man. I traveled all over the world. I meet with that's been doing events. Kind of like it shows a few, for example, here in Chicago. It's been going on for over 22 years. But it just picked up a lot of big steam within the past 5, 6, 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how a lot of them happen, you know.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not going to pay attention to that. The last time it kept going. So we'll keep going. So now, let me ask you this. Let's talk about production for a minute. Now, how long, you said you've been making music, you said, for how long now?
Oh, man, I've been producing since 91.
Oh, wow.
But professionally, I've been doing it, releasing music, basically like since 94.
Oh, man. So you've been at the game for a while, a long time. Now, how did you get into actually production? And the reason I'm asking that question is because back in the day, the way you made music was probably a little bit different than you're making music now, I would say. Is that correct?
Exactly, yep.
So
you hit it right on the head.
So how did you get into it? Like what were you using back then to make the sounds and drum
what's funny? The funny thing is I still use the same stuff I used back then. But what they have now is just upgraded versions of it now. Like I started producing on the MPC, the Kai MPC.
Oh sure.
Yeah, so now, well back then Roger Lynn he had the MPC, but now it's not Roger Lynn now. So but I've been doing it using the same since then. Now they got the MPCX, which you can switch over from hardware to software and do different things. So I've been using the same forever, man.
Wow. Now, who were some of your early influences back then in terms of when you start making tracks? Who were your second four? And
the only people like I said, DJ Spin and them, the Basement Boys, Paul Johnson, of course Louis and Kenny, because I ended up connecting with them and releasing music with them back in 2000 also. Tony Humphries when he had Yellow Horns. So it was a lot of good people that I was liking. But it really wasn't just one. Paul Johnson, I could say, was the only guy that really was like making the stuff I was making back then. Like we was making like similar style stuff, so I gravitated to him real fast.
Oh, okay. Now, is there anybody out there that maybe you haven't worked with, or even somebody you'd like to do something with, in terms of producing, or?
The funny thing, I'm glad you asked that, because it's like I didn't work with a bit of everybody. It's one person that I want to work with that it haven't happened.
Okay.
And,
all right.
We were supposed to make it happen, but it haven't.
Okay.
So, and I'm a huge fan of his. So, and that's Josh Milan. So.
Oh, sure.
So I've been trying my best to try to do a project with him, but he just don't want to do one with me for some reason. I don't know, but I still respect him and love him. So I don't. At first I took it personal, but then I was like, okay, maybe he's too busy, or maybe he got things going on. But it's it's what it is. But I still support him and support everything he do, and because he's a dope musician, dope producer, dope everything, vocalist. He does it all, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about him. I guess he's just busy. That's my belief. Yeah, he's just busy.
I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it that it was negative, man. It hurts my soul when it's like you appreciate someone so much and you doing things like he's doing. We both traveling the world. We doing everything, and you can't get a chance to work with him. So it's just kind of stings, but. I still respect him. I love him. I don't have nothing against ill will against him or nothing. He's dope.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. Now, what projects do you have on the table? I know you just came out with a whole set of remixes. And matter of fact, that's how I've been listening to your music. I just really didn't know who it was. And then, like out of the blue, you know how Facebook will, or these different things, you put up one thing and it's related to that, and it came up. And then all of a sudden, this Rock-a-lot came up. I said, wait, who's that? All I can say back in the day, who that?
Yeah, exactly. That's a heater, man. That's a heater right there.
And that's when I said, oh, goodness. Then I started going through my stuff. Oh, I got stuff I am before. And then it's like, and then also, too, I had quite a few people ask me about some of the stuff that you made in the past, too. So I know you have things on the table. What's going on now? And then I want to talk about your traveling too. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But tell us a little bit about what you have on the table now, some of the projects you have on the table.
Well, like you mentioned, I just released the remixes album that just came out, and I just put up another album, but I don't know if you noticed my name. I use the Man of Many Sounds.
Oh,
because
okay.
I do a little bit of everything. So I just put
Mhm.
up a techno album also that's coming out
Okay.
Friday. But
Oh,
I
okay.
got that, and then I got a follow up I'm doing with Tasha LaRae when she come back from
Mm.
tour. A follow up to Heaven. We
Mhm.
do. I'm trying to get that off, and then I have a new King Street project, Night Grooves, coming,
Mm.
and I got another Purple Music project coming, and
Mm.
I got another Quantaz release coming too. So, and another album. I got the Man of Many Sounds album is 4 albums, but it's 4 different styles. So I did the techno release this week. Next week I'm
Mhm.
doing the Jackin release. Then the week
Okay.
after that I'm doing an Afro release. Then I'm
Mhm.
doing another Soulful release album with all new songs.
Oh,
So
wow. I've often wondered, where do you get your inspiration from? From either make a
it comes,
sound or.
it comes, you know what, man? It comes
Mhm.
from everywhere. That's the beauty of how, if you listen to all my different types of production, it's all different sounds.
Mhm. Right.
You would never know one track from the other. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because it's totally opposite. I can do a soulful, just straight dope soulful track
Mhm.
today. Tomorrow I can
Mhm.
do a straight up gospel churchy track. The next day
Okay.
I could do a down tempo techno track that's got nothing to do with anything else. You know, so
Wow.
I got so many different styles, and it comes from different things, from jazz, from blues,
Mm.
from
Mhm.
gospel, from listening to other producers and people in the house industry. It comes from a lot,
Mhm.
and it's funny because I listen to certain songs that I listen to. I'm like, oh man, that's dope. Kind of like
Okay.
with Josh Milan, right? Josh
Uh
Milan,
huh. Mhm.
listening to his song made my mom's song Brenda. I don't know if
Oh,
you heard
okay.
that song. I just put an
Okay.
album out dedicated to my mom last year. She passed from cancer.
Oh goodness.
And it's a
Mm.
dope album, so you got to go back and check that one out too, because
Okay.
that album is all new stuff, man. I got Sheree Hicks on it, I got Kevin Everett
Mm.
on it, I got Sheila Ford on it, I
Oh,
got
great.
Don Coleman on it. She's singing the Brenda song.
Whew,
Man, it's a
okay.
hot album, and
Listen.
it reached number 2 last year also.
Wow. Wow.
So, but
Listen.
I get all my inspiration from everything, man.
Wow. Don't listen. All the people you work with and what you're doing, don't worry. Right now, I'm bowing down to the phone. Okay, so don't you need to know that. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So let's ask another question. You mentioned
Okay.
that you've traveled all over the world. Tell us about that. What that's like to travel the world. I think most people just dream about that. What's the reality of that, and what's your sense of how you like it? Is there a favorite place? Is there a place that you would like to go to one day that you haven't been to? So tell us about the traveling a little bit.
Oh man, I love it, man. I mean, you can't get no better than people paying you to travel to come play and have fun. You know, so
Hmm.
it's a beautiful thing. All you have to do is pack your bag.
Hmm.
That's it. So, but it's so many places I've been. It's so beautiful, man, that I love. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But one of my great, wonderful places I love to go is Australia. I've been
Oh,
going there
really?
since '99.
Hmm.
So I've been there so many times. So I love going to Sydney, Melbourne,
Hmm.
Adelaide, Perth,
Okay.
Hobart,
Hmm.
Queensland, Brisbane, and
Wow.
New Zealand. New Zealand's like a couple hours away, but
Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's one of my favorite spots. Japan is dope.
Hmm.
Amsterdam is dope. London is dope.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so many dope spots, man.
You know what's interesting from my perspective, and I think from a lot of people's perspective, is that in the United States, it's like Soulful House is in pockets. And what I mean by that is like, we have a northern New Jersey Soulful House community, there's a New York community, there's an Atlanta community, but now you go into other countries, and do they? I guess they receive it just like we receive it, or what's their reaction, or how's that seen over there? Do you hear in daytime or whatever?
But that's the difference, though. It varies because just like it is here, it's the same way overseas.
Okay.
But to see the difference is, like I told you before, I play everything. So when I travel, I do more than just soulful. I might do a techno event. I might do a soulful event. I might do a jacking event. I can go to New York and do 3 different clubs in the same weekend and get 3 different crowds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can go and play a soulful event on Friday. I can play a jacking event on Saturday. Then I can go play a techno event on Sunday. And each crowd is totally different. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it. But it's the same way overseas. You know what I'm saying? London got its spots that does soulful stuff. Italy, Spain, all those spots got soulful spots, kind of like how it is with DC, Baltimore, New York. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, Chicago. It's the same way.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, as a person who is a fan of Soulful House, I just find it amazing too that I find a lot of people don't even know what it is. They've heard the term house music, but they have not necessarily heard the soulful. Most of them, and it's funny because like most people have heard the term house music, they've heard the term techno, and now they've heard more and more EDM. But when you talk soulful, I find a lot of people just don't know. Matter of fact, I met a very famous person, not this week, last week. I bumped into him at the car wash, believe it or not. And I was having a conversation with him, and he heard of house music, but he never heard of Soulful House. I said, isn't that interesting? I don't know why.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? But you know what's funny? The term house music overseas in different places, it all considered the same to most people. Because, even the EDM people, they consider electronic house music. So it's like, it's just what they call it. But what we, coming from the originator from Chicago and different places, we know the different styles, the tree branches that come from house music. You know what I'm saying? Because but it's like a lot of cities only get one style and they don't know about the other styles.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can go certain places in Italy and Spain, they got a community for soulful house, then they got a community for techno house. Every city has their own community. It's just like if you go to New York. You got spots you can go for house music, but then you got spots you can go for hip hop. You got spots you can go, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way. It's the same exact way. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many different spots, that so many different followings that people have that generates different. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know.
Now, you DJ as well as produce. Now, and equipment has changed over the years. How do you feel about the evolution of equipment, and what's the difference now between back in the day? What's your feeling about that?
I love it, man. Everybody talking about they love the vinyl. The vinyl was good sound wise and this and that. But it was a hassle carrying it all, man. And then when you get to parties, you know what I'm saying, they got it rigged up right, the needle skips when people dance and I love it now, man, because you can take a thumb drive and take all your music. You ain't gotta worry about the turntable skipping. You ain't got to worry about hauling and losing records. You ain't got to worry about any of it. I lost so many records from the airlines and all this over the years, man. I was so pissed off. But to me now, I love it just because of how convenient it is, basically. And I still love the vinyl and stuff, but ain't nothing about the being convenient, man. You can take 1,200 crates with you on one flash drive.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Back in the day, you had to bring 7 different crates to get 7 different styles of music. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing what you want to play, if you're gonna take one crate, you gotta make sure you put in what you want to play. And me as a DJ, I don't pre-plan my records to what I play. I go off the crowd. So I love having different styles of music with me because I can go disco, I can go this, I can go that, I can do anything I want to go. Just how the crowd react, you know what I'm saying? I'm a crowd reader DJ. I know a lot of DJs that go and pre-make their sets and then they go and do the set. But me, I never do that. So I feed off the crowd and how the crowd goes, and I play as that goes.
Wow. Well, to me, like, I tell you what, so I used to spit on vinyl. I went kicking and screaming to CDs. I went kicking and screaming to the laptops and all that. But I gotta tell you something. Unless it's a nostalgia night, I'm never, ever carrying that stuff again. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. But you can do a lot more stuff with the equipment you have now in terms of
exactly.
But some guys are just and I ain't mad at them. I'm just saying that's just their thing. So
you can loop, you can restart the song over on cue. You can't do none of that with vinyl, man. You got to pull up the needle and put it back real fast. But those were the days, though. Those were the days. I can never forget about those days, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
But I feel like Michael Jackson performed on the 25th anniversary of Motown. He said, those were the good old days. What is wrong with that now?
Exactly.
Well, here's another question. Do you see any new trends, sounds, production methods, or anything, etc., anything on the horizon that maybe it's like bubbling under at this point, or what's your?
It's always gonna be just new stuff coming, man. Evolution is always there. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna happen. You just never know what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna happen. It's always gonna happen. Some things gonna come back around.
Right.
Like they always do.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because like I told you, like back in the day, man, some things fizzled out and they came back strong as ever, and fizzled out strong as it always done that, decade after decade, man.
Yeah, that's you can expect that. That's for sure. Let's say if a person is up and coming, do you have any advice for up and coming producers or DJs as a person who's been in the game for a long time?
Well, basically, man, it depends on what kind of DJ and producer they are. You know what I'm saying? It depends. Most DJs and producers, some people do things for the wrong reasons. Some people do it because they love music. Some people do it because they want to get famous or they want to get paid. Or so you know what I'm saying? You got different ways. All I can say is if you in the game to get paid and to be the puppet, then you're gonna have to reform to what people want you to do. If you in the game because you love it, and you know what I'm saying, you want to make your own fingerprint, then just do what you do. Don't ever let nobody stop you from doing anything, because you can have people that tell you, oh, that's not good enough. We don't like that, and then you scrap that song because that one company didn't like it. You know what I'm saying, and not knowing that there's 1,000 more companies that might love it. And then it be your number one hit that you didn't know nothing about.
Right. That's a very good point.
Never do that. Yeah, never ever do that, man. But if you want to conform like me, to be honest, my first release, I just wanted to get a record out. So whatever they told me I had to do, I did it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They told me, hey, I don't like the beginning of it. Change it up. All right, cool. I'll send it back to you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But now you couldn't pay me to do that. You know, you're not gonna stop me how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to the next guy. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta stay true to your feelings and what you make, because that's your fingerprint. Nobody can take away your fingerprint.
Right. Well, you raised a good point. Just imagine that James Brown didn't do James Brown.
Exactly. If you got reformed to do Elvis shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Elvis is popular right now. We want you to do hip stuff. No. But that's what a lot of these people do, man. If you listen to a lot of the hip hop nowadays, they all sound the same, man, because these companies they sign to want them to sound like the big thing that's going on right now.
Right,
You know,
right.
that ain't, you can do it if you want. If you want to make money, and that's cool and dandy. But
yeah, wow, you raised a very good point. Now, I guess you listen to other types of music too, huh?
yeah.
Okay. So what are some other kinds of music that I know you mentioned something. Is there something that maybe you listen to that you might say, oh, I didn't know you listened to that?
Well, a lot of people, my earlier songs and some of my stuff now, people can tell I listen to jazz and gospel because of my influence on a lot of stuff that I do. But I mean, I like a little bit of everything, man. Neo soul, I listen to hip hop still.
Sure.
I listen to a lot of different stuff, man. I even listen to some country songs, man.
Okay.
The production in country songs be dope.
Oh yeah. That's right. I know this guy that and I didn't even realize there was this whole lane who remixes country, but he does it like it's I'm gonna say country hip hop for lack of a better term. So he'll take a country song and it'll be a hip hop beat to it. So exactly. That's the thing about music. Music can be combined and twisted and whatever.
But that's if you're into it. If you're into it, because a lot of people out here don't change their stripes. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to a lot of producers nowadays, they stay on one path and that's all they do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you got other producers kind of like, for instance, Kenny Dope right now.
Yes. Okay. Sure.
He started off doing this soulful stuff, the Latin stuff. Now he's doing a lot more techno and mix of different stuff that so he's evolving and doing different things than what he grew up and started doing also.
Right.
So, but Louis in the sense he's on that same path he's been on ever since. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got certain people that changes and try to go to different things, but then you got other people that just stick to what they like.
Right. And I guess it's just a matter of what's good for you as an individual, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Wow. Now, I know you produce, you DJ, you have your own promotional stuff that you do. You produce records and stuff like that. How do you pick artists, for songs, when you say, boy, oh boy, this is a hot track here. I need to get this good. How does that happen? What's that process?
It depends on the track. Sometimes, some tracks that I make, I can hear a female vocalist. Sometimes I make tracks I can hear a male vocalist. Okay. Or sometimes I listen to a project that somebody else did with a vocalist on it, and just say, man, I want to work with them, and then I'll just make a track for them. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the situation and how I feel. Like I said, I got a different way of doing things, and it's never the same. Right. So it's like I could be in the car right now and ride down the highway, and some could come to my mind right now, and I'll pull over and push record on my phone and put a little riff of what I had in my mind on there just to remind me so I won't forget it. You know what I'm saying? Just by something I heard on the street or something I rolled past or, So it all comes down to the situation of how it comes and goes. But a lot of times now, I try to find just great vocalists. And then I adapt to what they doing and just make some stuff on my field. Because there's a lot of good vocalists that's coming out now, man, that I like. And it's hard to find a lot of good, reliable vocalists.
Oh, okay. So, reliable. That's an interesting word there. Wow.
Yeah, reliable. Because you got people that say they're going to do stuff, and then you send them a track, and it's been 2 years, and you still ain't got it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we trying to do this century, not the next century. Anyway, okay, I got it. So now, like we are...
It's just real, man. It's just real.
Wow. Well, I guess, because we only see the baby. We don't see the labor pain. Because
exactly.
Yeah, the produced track. We don't see...
But you know what's funny, though? That's in every era, man. Every era, everything that looks good and gold ain't good and gold, but, that's how you want it to be perceived to be that. That's the purpose of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't know when we're on behind the scenes to get that to go and to make it happen. You know?
Oh, definitely. Wow. We are getting down to wire here. Do you have any final thoughts or something that you would like to share? I mean, I would like to know that, and then also to anything you have coming up. So, I know you mentioned something, but I'd like to reemphasize it and tell us how we can get it, how we can get a hold of all this other stuff. So.
Okay. Well, I got to start off, basically, I want you guys to follow me on my website, deejay.stacykid.com. The letter D, the letter J, stacykid.com. And House for Life Nation with the number 4, houseforlifenation.com. That's my website for my label.
Okay.
So you guys can go and check out my label stuff and my site, and plus all my social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Stacy_kid on Twitter, Stacy_kid on IG, and Stacy Kids 1, 2, and 3 on Facebook. Plus Stacy Kid, Stacy Kid fan page, and House for Life Nation page, and House for Life record page. So I got like seven Facebook pages.
Well, I guess too now, I mean, and here's what I'm saying is that, see, back in the day, you could have it go down a narrow path to get your stuff out, and a narrow path to get it. Now, you don't have to wait for the quote-unquote powers that be to give you the go-ahead. Oh, I like what you're doing, we're going to give you a nod.
But you know what's funny, though? It's a price to pay for that, though.
Okay.
The price that we paid is the internet, man.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That the music can be stolen and sold on different sites you don't know nothing about with the internet nowadays. Back in the day, you didn't have to worry about that. So, but it's good. Yeah, it's good for your self promotion and you can do your own thing. But it's kind of sad that now with when you release it, people go and buy your song and then put it up on these other free sites so people can download it for free and so on and so forth. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But that's just our world we live in now, man.
Right. And that, I didn't think of it that way. And then you are making, that is true. You put the work in and then someone gets it and that's the end of that. Yeah. And that's, wow.
But
if
it's hot enough, though, that wouldn't matter because it don't blow up and do what it's supposed to do anyway.
Okay. Before you get out, one more time, just give us your contact information, how we can get a hold of you, if you want people to reach you, where they can find you. One more time, and if you can do that for us. All right,
well, guys can reach me on, once again, my website, deejay.stacykid.com, DJSTACYKIDD.com, and all my Facebook pages. You can just go on Facebook and search Stacy Kid, and you'll find my beautiful, handsome picture.
Hey, man.
No, but you can follow me on Twitter too and Instagram, and go pick up my new releases. My Stacy Kid, the remixes that's out right now on TrackSource, exclusively on TrackSource until next month. And then I got new albums coming up next week, next Friday, and new releases coming from Defected, Quantaz, man, that's so many, man. Gene Ferris, his label, Ferrisville, Purple Music, King Street.
Please. Okay, now. These are a straight heavy hitter.
I'm trying to keep it busy, man. You got to keep it busy.
Well, what I'd like you to do for us is you could just, keep us in the loop on what you're doing, and we'd be glad to push it out there. You know.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just let us know here. Send me links, whatever. We'll be glad to push it out.
I'm gonna send you a link. I'm sending you a link to that album. Y'all can help push that album. It's number 6. It's number 6 right now. We try to get it to number 1.
Okay. All right. Send me a link. Actually, I actually have a link up there. For what I do is, I have your picture, and then here. So what I'll do when I get the interview posted, we'll also have the link on that too. So send us the link. Send us everything you got. You can put it on my page. Put it on Soulful House Nation. We'll put it out there. So.
Dope. Sounds great.
All right then. Well, listen. Hey, Stacy, thank you so much for your time.
No problem,
it. And we're gonna do this, like I said, keep us in the loop here. Let us know what you're doing, and we'll keep pushing it out there. All right.
All right, for sure, buddy.
Okay then. All right.
House for life. House for life.
House for life. Take care. God bless you. Keep rocking a lot.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Take care now. All right. Bye bye.